through. Why are these places so popular? Because they are tuition free. And anyone who would take time today to study the differences in the actual living conditions between our former opponents, Germany, and ourselves, would have to come to the conclusion, if they're coming from outer space, that the Germans won and we lost. All right, I'm going to mention the other thing. There was a positive side to World War II. We call it the good war. There is no such thing, of course. We all know that. All right, the positive side were the extension of the things from the New Deal, things that we could have won in one generation. All of you boomers would have been there for them. And those were outlined initially. I made a mistake on the date last night. In President Roosevelt's State of the Union address on January 11th, 1944, January 11th, 1941, excuse me. And there were 8 things there. He called it the Economic Bill of Rights. I'm not going to outline 8 things, but I want to mention 2 of them. One of them was free education from preschool through college and university. We were on our way to achieving that. The second thing was, of course, universal health care from womb to tomb. Now, it wasn't said in those things. We all understood that. We could go on. There was to be no more 1/3 of a nation ill-housed, ill-fed, and ill-cared for. By the way, that came from a Brookings report that Roosevelt got in 1932, and the actual figure was 2/3, not 1/3. So these were things that we were actually supposed to be fighting for. We lost them. So the critical question to you is, how did this happen? And my answer coming back, and I'm not going to outline it in detail, we failed to spot the real vicious enemy, the internal enemy around that we had to deal with every day. And I'm guilty. I came home, got married after the war, and got to work raising a family and forgot all about some of these things that were so vitally important. We need to keep that in mind. One last thing about present generation. You force them into boring, deep debt. You're creating a generation of peons. Debt peons, these are not free people, and there's nothing that they can say in the propaganda they're putting out to join the military that will make them free.
Hey, Malcolm, I'm going to make a